Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. So, after a whirlwind 2 weeks in Portugal and Scotland, it was time for my mom and I to head back to the States.
Oh, and if you're wondering how we got from Portugal to Scotland, we took Ryanair, which was, as you'd expect, from Ryanair.
This time, we traveled from Edinburgh, Scotland to Orlando International Airport in Florida, flying Virgin Atlantic upper class, or what they call their business class. After checking in our bags and passing through security, we headed to the Aspire Lounge, which is across from the Plaza Premium Lounge, right near Gate 16 in the terminal. Now, this lounge is really beautiful, but is also really crowded. It's part of Priority Pass, and because our seats were next to the check-in desk because there was a lack of seats near the food, I noticed that there never stopped being a line to check into the lounge. I also think this affected the food availability in the lounge because the attendants were always replenishing something and everything ran out very quickly. My mom used the pancake maker and grabbed a few chocolate croissants as well, while I got some scrambled eggs, sausage, and a little yogurt with granola and berries. We then headed to our gate, which was luckily right below the lounge, and then we boarded the plane. So this flight is on Virgin's Airbus A330. This particular plane was the Champagne Belle, and it has a very strange business class setup.
6A. Okay.
I was seated in 6A and my mom was seated in 1A, but luckily the person in 2A switched seats with me so I can sit next to my mom, so thank you to whomever that was. But let's talk about the seat. Dividers between the seats are really low, meaning you can see the person right next to you, which might be good or bad depending on if you're traveling solo or not. All the seats also face the aisle, as if we were about to watch a show. Instead of facing the window, I actually had to use my phone camera to look out the window as we were flying and taking off, which I thought was really weird. I think the only other airline that flies this sort of seating arrangement is Air New Zealand that I found. These seats are also definitely showing their age. There were a lot of scuffs on the foot console in front of me, as well as some marks on the TV area. Also, my seat in particular was not the cleanest. Now, I should also say that in July of 2022, Virgin Atlantic revealed a new upper class seating arrangement, which looks fantastic, and I would definitely be interested to fly that. So these seats are on their way out, but they're still currently flying. But let's focus on more fun things like the amenity kit, or the goodie bag, as it's termed on the Virgin Atlantic flights. Inside my goodie bag were some socks, some earplugs, some lip balm from Ren Skincare, some hand cream, also from Ren, some day cream for your face, also from Ren, some toothpaste, a bamboo toothbrush, a small pen, and an eye mask, which was sewn together at the side, which confused me quite a bit. I didn't know if it was actually an eye mask or something else because I had never seen an eye mask in an amenity kit sewn to the side. I thought it was very weird. In lieu of a water bottle, they also gave us recyclable and resealable cans, which I thought was a nice touch. And soon after I was offered my champagne and orange juice, we were ready for takeoff. Now, seat aside, I do have to say that I was very impressed by the in-flight entertainment system. It was very responsive to touch, and there were a lot of current movies available to watch, though the descriptions didn't quite fit some of the movies. The headphones that Virgin gave out were also pretty great. I also liked that the TV popped out and flipped around so that you could adjust it while you were watching the movie. I decided on Top Gun Maverick, which I hadn't seen, and I really enjoyed it. Before food was served, the flight attendants rolled out a full-on bar cart to serve drinks first. I got the rosé, which was good, but now looking over this menu while I'm editing this video, I wish I had gotten an English garden. It sounds delicious. I will also take a moment here and say that though the hard product wasn't great, the flight attendants on this flight were so kind and so wonderful to everyone on the flight. They were always asking if people were okay. Just wonderful all around, and I do have to commend them. When it was time for the food service to start, I popped out the tray table, which is located to your left on the seat, and I was given these 2 salt and pepper shakers, which were so cute. They do say on the bottom, pinched from Virgin Atlantic, so they're kind of expecting you to take them. My mom's flight attendant told her she was free to take whichever one she wanted, so I did end up taking one home. I was served some warm bread and received my starter. I chose the hot smoked salmon with beetroot tartare, horseradish cream, and sorrel cress. This was absolutely delicious. I finished the plate quite quickly. My mom and I both agreed that this was definitely one of the highlights of the flight. For the main, I ordered the breaded chicken breast filled with garlic truffle butter, potato terrine, wilted greens, and parsley sauce. I thought the chicken was great. The wilted greens were pretty wilted. I guess I should have expected that, but they were just okay. Chicken was amazing though. And for dessert, I did order the passion fruit and chocolate dome with raspberry coulis and coconut vanilla cream, but was brought out the apple and blackberry crumble. Luckily, the flight attendant just switched it for me, and I'm glad she did because that passion fruit and chocolate dome was fantastic. The food on this flight was definitely a highlight. After eating, I did decide to lie down a little bit. I didn't record this, but the way the seat turns into a bed is you stand up and the top of the seat folds down to the front. So basically when you're laying on it, you're laying on the back of the seat, which I thought was an odd choice. Again, it's a dated seat and they are bringing out the more lie flat seats that you'd expect to see more now in business class. So I am looking forward to that, but this didn't feel very comfortable, though I did lay down for a bit. Also on Virgin Atlantic's menu were what was termed extra bites or snacks that you could order during the flight whenever you wanted. My mom ordered the barbecue pulled pork, which she said was just okay. And she also ordered the warm crab cakes, which I didn't get a picture of, but she said were not very good. I ordered the cream tea, the warm plain and orange raisin scones with clotted cream, lemon curd, and strawberry jam. And I thought these were delicious, especially the lemon curd and the strawberry jam. I would have taken them home if I could have. They were so delicious. I also got a coffee with my scones, and I really loved all the tableware that was given to us with this, and also my cup for the rosé as well were really cute and really themed to Virgin Atlantic. And soon after our extra bites, we made our descent into Orlando International Airport. And now for how I booked it. Now, if you're interested in the out-of-pocket cost, because some people are, this flight would have cost $5,304. Again, my disclaimer, I don't usually use these to judge against whether it's worth it based on miles and points, because I wouldn't outright pay this for a business class seat, but I always think it's interesting to see. I booked these flights right on the Virgin Atlantic website for both my mom and I, and spent a total of 95,000 Virgin points and about $1,100 with the exchange rate. That works out to about $549 per person and about 47,500 Virgin points per person. If you didn't know, the UK charges quite a few taxes and fees on award flights. Now, if it were just me flying, I probably would have rooted myself somewhere else and then took the business class flight from another place in Europe to the US. But because it was just my mom and I wanted to make it as streamlined as possible to fly directly from Scotland to Florida, where my mom lives. So yeah, not my proudest moment, points and miles wise, but I was streamlining for efficiency here.
Now, if you were to ask me whether I would take that flight again for the same amount of miles and points, as well as those taxes and fees that the UK charges, I don't think I would, at least in its current iteration. I would definitely wait for the new business class Virgin Atlantic is rolling out. That's not to say that this one is necessarily bad. Again, the service was absolutely wonderful. I just don't like not being able to look out the window when I'm in business class, and I don't really want to face the aisle when I'm looking for a seat in business class. I want it to face towards the window. I like the privacy. I don't like having my head the same height as the people next to me who I may not know, and because I travel solo quite a bit, that's really important to me. So all in all, great in-flight entertainment selection. The service on this flight was top-notch. Love the flight attendants, but I'd wait for a better hard product. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've got a few more videos like this coming up that I'm really excited about, so make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye. Anyway, thank you so much for